Pipe smokers. Good to see you. Today my vocal cords are brought to you by honey in my tea and gravy in my beard. I don't know. It's been my past few days of drinking tea, and I've really missed being on here. Missed having you guys for company. That's the best thing about having a long beard. You get a piece in the way, you just pull it out. It doesn't matter. I brought some pipes today. Brought a couple custom blends. I brought my Sea Smoke pipes, extra large freehand, and much lighter than I thought it would be, really. But I'm looking forward to jumping back into everything. This is going to be my live today. Hey, Dingus. Good to see you, buddy. Doing pretty good, man. My mama made me tea. I got honey in it. So that's... But the voice is coming back. It was struggling yesterday. But I missed it, man. It's difficult for me because, you get something set up, a scheduled deal, and you feel a little bit of obligation. You don't want to let anybody down. And even if you can get past that, I was just flat out missing everybody. Evening time would come up and I'd go, man, something's not right. I haven't hardly made any videos to speak of, and haven't had very many pipes, haven't talked to very many people other than just messaging. But I got a blend today I'm going to try. I couldn't remember if I don't think I had made it before. It's Hearth and Home Very Nice with an Hogarth Balkan. And I didn't measure out much. I did my best real quick, but it's about 70-30 favoring Balkan. I didn't want either one to dominate the blend too much, but I had to get going today, and I threw them together and we left. But my roof on my garage is being fixed. It's being replaced. And penny farthing, nice. I have not had that yet. And they're fixing my chimney, so we'll be able to have some wood burning warmth in the house. Thank God. It's been a couple years. It's been too long. I used to only run that. I didn't need heat in the house of any kind. And one time the fireplace got so dang hot in the house that we had to stand in the doorway upstairs to feel the cold air while it snowed, because our house was toasty. Now I closed the flue a little bit. But we had a chimney fire. Luckily it wasn't devastating. It could have been bad, but it was smoking up the house. I go, what the heck is going on? Well, what happened, we had some really nasty hail a couple of years in a row, and they beat down the top cover of our chimney. So instead of having like 6 to 8 inches of clearance, it had like 1.5 inches. And then birds built nests in there. So, and my dad and I aren't in shape to be up on a roof. So we found these great contractors within the last couple of years. They put our room on for us, and now they're putting the roof on today, fixing the chimney at the same time. So we'll get home today and have a new roof on the garage, and just one big step closer to realizing the dream of having an actual wood building shop and placed a better doghouse if I get sent to one. So much closer now, much closer. How are you and the lovely Betty doing today? And I want to thank you for being willing to cover for me, buddy. I know that was kind of a full schedule to throw at you when you're already pretty busy. But I want to thank you for that. So I won't have my live tonight. So if you decide to do a live tonight, you're welcome to the slot. But I'll just do this, and then I'll end my night with Tumultuous Tuesday, so I can just kind of sit back and relax a little bit earlier this evening and slow things down. Working, so it sucks, but it's okay. I understand. Oh man. Hey Todd. Always good to see you, buddy. It's good to have you guys. It's good to do this again. It feels like it's been forever. Signal Man Tony, how you doing, brother? Yeah, if you decide to early enough, let me know, and I'll make some kind of announcement for you in a video or something today. But I figured, if I do my live now, then I have a few hours to kind of rest my voice until Tumultuous Tuesday, and then I'm done. Even if it goes late, I can just slack a little bit earlier in the evening. I guess so. The only good way to put it. Doing good, man. Trying to fight off some weird kind of cold thing, but it's going away. I don't know if I had a slight cold, and I may have fought off strep throat because I could feel it when I breathed in. I could feel it. I hate that feeling. But honey tea, good for everybody. I'm convinced that honey can completely restructure your esophagus. Yeah, and I'll try to catch his live too. I remembered you saying that. My wife will be proud. I actually remembered something. I should be getting something in the mail today. From Olivewood Piper. Should be here today. My mail's a little funny. It goes, sometimes I get stuff in the morning and in the afternoon. Sometimes I get stuff in the morning or in the afternoon. Sometimes it all shows up at once, sometimes in the late evening. So I'm really hoping it's today. He's tried to send that out for about a week at least. So if this succeeds, it'll be a blueberry English. And I did successfully make a cherry English. So if I could add blueberry English to the list, that'd be pretty special. And then it was funny this morning, man. My wife was laughing. She goes, "I can't believe you got up early. That's really good." And I was even able to enjoy a pipe with Eric Weaver and his morning smoke. And and my stomach was making all sorts of noises. And my wife's like, "You got dinosaurs in there?" I said, "No, this time it's two bullfrogs deciding what to do for dinner." Boy, I hope I didn't set those out anywhere. I had matches. I brought everything, guys. I brought a stand. Meds. Tobaccos. More tobaccos. You know you got it bad when you have emergency medication next to matches and a tin of tobacco. Aha. Backup matches. You guys are going, "What the heck are you doing?" "I'm digging for my matches. I took my big box out of my container here, and then I set them down at home and left them." So what are you fellas smoking today? Holy cow. Well, that was a perfect measurement right off the bat. Zippo 765. How you doing, brother? Ooh. I really like Golith and Hogarth. They have some. I've used their Kendall Gold Virginias, their Kendall Kentucky. Their Balkan blend is awesome. A lot of flavor. Well, how did that work? I just blocked somebody. Well, I'm not advertising them. You get that off my screen. There. Ah, crap out of here. And now I'm smoking blueberry Balkan. Which is as perfect as you could think. I got to remember how I measured this. You get the blueberry smell, the Balkan taste with a hint of blueberry, and there's no goopiness or weird junk. Yeah, I really liked them. I made lots of blends with yeah, using Gawith and Hogarth and McBaron HH series blends. I'm making really good ones. Oh, you're all good, Dingus. As I kick things. My studio today is a rolling office chair. My parents have a chair that if you sit on it every few seconds slowly goes doot, doot, but it doesn't just like do it steadily, it's just little jerks, and then that makes me go whoa, and I can't sit in it. And its brother rolls, and so the two of them are not very good chairs. This is fantastic. This should be, I don't even know what to call it. Blueberry Balkan sounds, it's a good name, but it might throw somebody off. Maybe I'll call it like Winter Harvest because it's a Balkan. It's extra good in the cool air. Oh, I can't believe that's a combination. Yeah, and Dingus was gonna fill in for me, guys. He's busy as heck, and he was gonna help fill in for my stuff today. So, cheers to you, brother. Blueberry baklava. That's true. I can't speak either. Baklava. That's a nice name. It feels like a Balkan kind of name too. Or it may be just because that's what I've got in here with it. But it's almost like a dessert. It's got a little bit of creaminess. It's like blueberries and cream almost. Man. Blueberry morning, like the cereal. I liked that cereal a lot growing up. You get those really tiny, chewy blueberries. Oh, dingus. It's a good thing Mabu isn't here. I'd get in trouble. Just creamy. Hey, I had the same trouble with the sweet cream blend. I almost called it John's sweet cream. I'm like, I don't think people want to smoke that. That does not sound good. That's along the lines of like Dingus's Dingus's donuts or something. Oh man, how did this happen? Oh, now you're getting fancy. You're like Fancy Nancy. That's a fun show to watch if you want to not like fancy people. I like fancy things, but when you're looking after somebody and you put a show on for them and that's what it is, then you're like, I don't know how they can watch this show. And then you're sitting there watching it with them. Um, Yeah, it's weird. Hey, hillbilly, how you doing, buddy? Oh, for some reason, if I say hillbilly, Google wants to be my friend. It doesn't normally want to be my friend. Usually I say, hey, Google, and it says, leave me alone. Man, that's good. Hey, so hillbilly, we got a blueberry Balkan now. I'll have to make one like this would be good with coffee. Oh, cool. I've never had them. That's cool. Yeah, buddy, I threw some Gawith and Hogarth Balkan and some Hearth and Home Berry Nice together. It is delicious. It smooths out gosh, it smooths out the Balkan a little bit because you know that Hearth or Gawith and Hogarth Balkan, such a strong flavor. It can be a little harsh to some people, and uh, and with aged Hearth and Home Berry Nice, it is this great blueberry balcony smell in the air. You can taste a little bit of the blueberry, but taste the Balkan also. It is surprisingly wonderful. I do too. I had a blueberry smoothie yesterday. I had blueberries, bananas, an apple, a little bit of strawberry yogurt, and that was my dinner. But when your throat hurts, it's very difficult to. You guys know, difficult to eat what you want. My poor wife forgot and tried eating chips the other night, and her throat wasn't doing very good. And she's sitting over there coughing. I go, "What do you eat?" She goes, "I really wanted to eat these chips," and she's coughing. Like, you gotta wait. Brown Bear Delight would be very good, Dingus, because oftentimes there are berries in something brown like tobacco. This is really good. I'm gonna have to use more of this. I was trying to smoke Balkans this morning, Englishes, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, man. Hey, Dark Lord, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. I'm doing my live now in place of doing it tonight, so I can, as you can tell, so I can get a little rest time between the live and then my pipe group, and then have an earlier night after that. So will do, Hillbilly. I got it in a tin here. I got it in my mind fresh, but I'll do another blend of it to make sure I got it down, and then I'll let you know exactly the percentages, because this was just the first blending. So once I've gotten it nailed down, second blending, then I can give you the accurate, best version of it. Welcome to the club, Ben Greenman. We've got jackets, buddy. Normally, I would get offended by that term, but I am hard pressed to get offended these days. How are you doing today, man? I am slacking. I can't deny it, but I'm not really slacking because normally, yeah. So you say, "Welcome to the club. We got jackets." See, they may not match or have any insignia of it. Hey, hillbilly. Those, you know as well as I do, those special hats are for special occasions. Oh, nice, buddy. I love walks with coffee. That is awesome. I'm just taking it easy. My mom is looking, or my mom is looking after me. My wife is looking after her mom. And could be true, Dingus. But I'm just trying to get caught up on rest. I think I was starting to get strep throat, but I think I fought it off mostly. Just got to get over the soreness the next couple days. Goodness. But other than that, I don't know who's slacking. I know I'm not slacking. When you're sick, it's not slacking. I don't feel great, so I'm not slacking. I'm actually working. I'm making blends. So that's my job right now, is making blends. The pay's not great, but the benefits are real good. Well, today, bud, I've got some kind of halfway aromatic I threw together. Dingus. You're it's a good thing we liked you before you made the comment, Ben. If you're I'd be like, hey, okay, I will give up this fight, but that's just the French in me. See, I can dish them and take them. It's all good. Hey Don, how you doing, brother? So the aromatic I threw together has a little bit of Virginia. It's now the bird's distracting me because it sounds lovely actually. Um Sutliff Virginia slices with a small amount of red Virginias, and then it has a little bit of Cavendish and a little bit of Kentucky, like a really slight amount. So it's mostly Virginia, and it turned out okay. I think I need to reblend it, but I really wasn't working at it this morning. And then one blend that turned out fantastic the first attempt is Hearth and Home Berry Nice with some thank you, Dingus. See, somewhere in my family tree, a French guy snuck in there and got his name in the mix. But we're mostly Scotch Irish. Well, mostly Italian and Scotch Irish. So you got, yeah, we're all over the place, man. I should have, like, if I had a moon ring, it'd probably explode. Or mood ring, it'd probably explode because, you get the Irish that like to fight, the Scottish that like to drink. Well, they both like to drink and fight. And then you get the French that just call it a day when it's time. Somewhere in there we're American and we work hard like anybody else. Oh, very cool. Yep, we've got. Oh, and then the other component. Sorry, the Hearth and Home Berry Nice with some Galworth and Hogarth. Balkan, and it's like a blueberry Balkan. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, that's awesome, Dingus. Gerald Flood, welcome in, brother. Yeah, I think like those are the main ones. I mean, if I go after everything we've got, it's probably, if I remember all of them, there's a little bit of Scandinavian, but it's mostly Italian, Scotch, Irish, German, French, Swedish. If I didn't say German, there's some German in there too. My dad's grandma was full German. And my grandma, my dad's mom, was full Italian. That's right, Zibbo. Oh, I must have missed a message here. Let's see. Sir Walter Aromatic. Let me get back to you on that, Hillbilly. I haven't smoked some for a while. So let me give the Aromatic a smoke so I can give 3 cents on it instead of 2 cents. It's just been a while, so I need to get that refreshed and see if I can think of a couple of components. I may have it written down. I have my notebook at home, but I may have already tried that one because that sounds familiar. But I'll have to try it again. Yeah, no problem. I want to give it a fresh look so it's real familiar so I'm not guessing at it. And I don't have everything with me here today. I did a little blending at home, grabbed stuff and went. I didn't This morning I woke up earlier than usual and that was nice. And my mind felt pretty good, pretty steady, but man, I was having some pretty gnarly episodes of the myoclonic seizures, so my wife had to help me try to get from the bed to the couch, which is about 8 inches away from the side of the bed, and I just couldn't do it on my own, and then she had to help me light a pipe, and she had to help me take my pills because my arms were moving around. But it steadied out. It's still been a very good day. But she said she appreciated it because apparently this morning I had a shoulder spasm and somehow I moved my body and kneed her in the back. She said, "You got me out of bed." He is a Burnley nut, that's too. Yep, I'm at my mama's. Oh, geez, Gerald. Oh, it's all good, Ben. Well, if you're talking to Gerald, then I hope it's all good. If you're referring to me, then it's all good, man. It's just part of it. Hey, Phil, how you doing, buddy? Oh, shoot. That is Christmas in a sentence right there, in a statement right there. But Ben, I have to say, man, I appreciate you, brother. I really do, because it's a lot of fun to have BS and go back and forth, man. I love that. I got a thick skin, so even if I tease you back, don't ever think you hurt my feelings on nothing, because that's half the problem in the world is no one can take a damn joke. That's that is right, Zippo. Best Christmas ever. Amen to that. I'll give you a cheers with tea. I got I don't have any real cheers material, but I got honey tea. Oh, awesome, hillbilly. You're in a beautiful point of your life, hillbilly, where you're healthy enough to transition into a nice new chapter in your life. So I look forward to it, man. I don't think you're gonna have any problems. I think as long as you stay busy, that's number one, and keep in touch with people, I think you'll be good to go, man. Can't take a good joke, but I can take a damn joke. Oh wow, Zippo, that's not that just shouldn't happen. Well, when I think about things that have broken inside of things from when I was farming, we would actually drill into the inner edge of something and then unscrew it that way. But I don't know if you'd want to do that to a pipe. It could work or it might not. And I wouldn't want to mess anything up. Yeah, exactly, Gerald. Because you look at most pipes, I mean, you're at least typically at least spend $50. Even then, it makes you feel bad. I'd feel bad over a $5 cob break, and I'd be like, well, that's bull. I just would. Oh man, some SOB's running his pansy motorcycle or his car with the rice grinder engine. Right, that did not sound good. If I could ride my bike, I would have that sucker going. Nobody in the neighborhood would be able to hear anything. All right, take it easy, Dingus. Best of luck to you, brother. Yeah, I hope to see you in hope to see you. I hope I can make it to Stumbo's live and to see you there. I should be able to. And if you excuse me, if you do a live tonight, I'll try to be there too, buddy. Thank you, bud. Always good to see you. Yeah, it drives me crazy. Well, you get pipes. Heck, I think the cheapest pipe I got was like $5 after tax, which was a little cob. And a lot of my pipes fortunately were gifts. But yeah, I don't do good. When I used to work, I in particularly in like vehicle parts, or I was in parts manufacturing. I was in grocery. I was in food service. I was in nursing care. I had all sorts of stuff. And it bothers the hell out of me even now when I find out that there was something, some job done or something, and the people just don't care. Like you see an easy solution to something and they just don't do anything about it. It drives me nuts. Hmm. Yeah. That's a very good point, Ben, definitely. Cuz I was a CNA for a while and I was a therapy aide. And the deal was if you had a resident, if you were helping them get ready, whether it was for lunch, breakfast, whatever, if they were deciding whatever they were going to change into or their first set of clothes for the day, you let them pick and you worked with it. That was it. And I was having people like, I remember I was working one hall and there was a CNA that came down to help and she went down to the room next to the one I was in. And I just finished getting this guy ready and he was on his way down the hall to the cafeteria and I overheard the CNA arguing with the person in the next room. So I'm sitting there going, well, she shouldn't be arguing with anybody. They're there for the care. You don't need to argue. You all want the same thing. And I got in there and she's telling the lady, no, you're just going to wear a nightgown. It's easier. And the lady said, I want to wear those pants and that blouse. She said, no, you're going to wear a nightgown. So I just said, why don't you go get caught up down that other hall and I'll help her. But I was like, how, sure, some people maybe like to wear whatever they want to wear through the whole day, but if someone doesn't want to wear a nightgown to dinner in front of 80 other people, they don't have to. At some point, there's always something that clicks in me that's like, just do the damn job. And it was like that in grocery, man. We had a guy that wouldn't tell the truth more than 5% of the time. All right, Phil. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for dropping in. I look forward to seeing the pipes, buddy. Good luck to you. I hope you feel good all day, man. But I used to order for a grocery store and I would stock and I'd order for more of the store than I stocked. And we had a guy that would, I'd ask him, well, did you get these stocked or these aisles faced or whatever? And he'd just flat out say, he might say yes. So you'd go, okay, good. You go look at the shelf and see it's empty. So you'd say, okay, maybe it all sold today. I'll order it. Then you find out that it's not only is it didn't get put out that day, but maybe it got put in the wrong department. I mean, he'd hide stuff everywhere. And I told him one day, I said, I'm not even going to be mad at you if you don't do your job, but don't lie to me that you did your job because that affects my job because then I have too much stuff ordered or not enough. So when they finally let him go for stealing, it was like heaven for me because I got to work my old section that he was working and work my new section and order for both. And so if there was an issue, I knew it that morning that, hey, I ordered this yesterday and it didn't come in today or the day after. I could see it all hands on, really easy to stay organized that way. And it was much easier to do extra work because I took out the extra work. Then you got people looking for jobs, and then you have people hired at jobs, and you have 15 people, and 12 of them stand around looking at each other. It's like work and earn your money. You got a job, be thankful. Oh, the errands call. That'll be my life in a few days. Have a good one, Zippo. It's been fun, brother. Well, and I had the convenient benefit of being able to remember things very well at that time. So they could, he could throw a wrench into it and it wouldn't line up mathematically in my mind. I'd go, wait a minute. And so I could spot the BS, but it would still work some days. All right, good to see you, Hillbilly. Um, I'll be on Tumultuous Tuesday, but I won't be doing my live tonight. I'm just doing that today so I can have an earlier night of rest. So I'll do Tumultuous Tuesday. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll probably go till probably 11 Eastern, but then I won't do a live after that. But I'm not complaining because when the guy, honestly, when you have more work you got to do and you're a responsible person, your work day flies by. And that guy had it worse than me because he was always walking around trying to find nothing to do, and that is a long damn day. Because I've done that before, where I worked at a place and there was nothing to do, and I'm like, man, if you're trying to make nothing to do, that's even worse. That's true, Gerald. Those are some of the best jobs out there, man. I enjoyed mine because even though a lot of times I was there late evening until noonish, but being there at night and then being there through part of the morning, transitioning into the day, you just kind of wake up with the day. You've been working a lot of hours, but I don't know. There's some about it, feeling the fresh air, feeling the sunlight. Um, there was a lot of good in my when I worked security. There was a lot of good. My wife was not a fan when I had to work nights. She did not like that. But then the hours were crazy. It was like sometimes it was typically 9 at night to 6 in the morning. Then they made me supervisor. And the deal was if nobody showed up to replace you, then you couldn't leave. People weren't showing up. So sometimes I was there from 9 at night to 2 in the afternoon. Because especially at one place I worked, you had to have 24-hour coverage. So it was mostly nighttime coverage through the week, but then it had to be day and night on the weekends. And that was insane because it'd be 9 p.m. to 2 p.m. Then you'd be back. Do it back to back. That got tiring. But it was still a good job. So what are you guys smoking? Those of you who either I missed or had or jumped in later. Well, the one security job I had was not. real difficult at first. It was pretty mild. You had a lot of activity that shouldn't go on, but it was a mild job. So you'd have people trespass. You'd tell them to leave, they'd leave. You'd have people drive by and throw fireworks or boxes or just stupid stuff. You occasionally had people with that were high on something that would show up with an pull a knife out of their pocket or just something stupid. Oh, I haven't had that one. I love a good vapor. I have a lot of blends that are I don't have as many blends that are vapor on their own, but I have a lot that I've made that are vapor. Yeah, just long hours, man, but really I wish I would have smoked the pipe when I worked security because there were some nights it was our job was to drive around and patrol the area. In some cases, it was to walk around and patrol the area for all night. But at one point, I had to watch for people stealing stuff all the time, and I was watching for the company, not the. It was the employees stealing stuff, and that was just tiring. It wasn't difficult, but the hours were 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. That was hard, but the always having to watch and stay awake mentally, and so it was a tiring job. I just got a package. I just got a package. Oh, one of my friends. Now I known this guy since first grade. Great guy. Now he's turned out to be a little bit off key, but he went through a lot during his lifetime, and so I can't blame him. But he was a damn good janitor. Um, a lot of times people look down. There's this whole stigma that janitors are lower this or they're not worth good treatment. But I can tell, and same with security guards. But I can tell you from personal experience that I've worked jobs you can be treated like crap, no matter what job it was, whether it was nursing or therapy or especially food service. Man, it's crazy. But he would go in. He and I worked at the same hospital. I worked food service there for a little while, and he was a janitor, so it's kind of cool because I got to work near a friend a couple hours, and he was the only janitor out of all the staff they had in 30 years at least that would try to get like the perma stains out of the tile. He'd actually move cooking equipment out of the way and clean all the grease and stuff that got to the back that the cooks and the other people cleaning up in a hurry would leave. And he was there for a while, but man, he worked his rear off, man. He lived on the other side, not on the other side of our town, but on the other side of the other town next to it from where his work was. So he'd walk at least 4 hours a day because his car wasn't running. So 4.5 hours walking one way, then he'd work his shift, but he liked it because they made it so he could do that. So yeah, as long as the job was done, he got paid for those 12 hours as long as the job was done. And sometimes took him 10 hours, but most of the time he could get it all done within 6 hours and get out of there. I have my cousin's husband. I don't know if that would be cousin-in-law, but he's a janitor and he makes decent money and he gets great benefits. And that's what I told him. I was like, he was ashamed to admit it because he worked for a university. So when people said, "What do you do for a living?" he'd say, "I work for the university." And they'd say, "Oh, cool." And he was telling me that, and I said, "Well, what do you do for him?" And he was almost ashamed to tell me. And then he finally told me janitor, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "you're working hard for your family and paying the bills. That's all that matters. Who cares what the job is?" Yeah, crazy amount. He got in great shape. He'd have to pass physicals every few months, and his times improved. So it was very good for him. And he finally got his car fixed. But rent is crazy. Now he saved his girlfriend. She was living with their folks. They were both everybody was age. I think she was 19 at the time, and he was 20. And her parents were moving, and they said, like, they were going to move across the US, and she had all of her friends and family here, everybody here. But the Ron thing is her parents, her own damn mother told her, "We're moving and you aren't coming with us. You can stay here." And she wasn't a bad person. That's what drives me nuts. She was a good person. They said, "We're moving. I don't care if you stay at this place, but you got to find somewhere. We're leaving in 2 weeks." So my friend, being the good guy he was, moved in and helped her with rent, and she could continue her job, and he gave her rides to places. And I mean, at one point he was even biking to work with her on the back, and then that's why he ended up walking to work, was he let her take the bike. Yeah, 2 weeks. You can't find a place to rent in 2 weeks. Usually you got to have all sorts of stupid notice, and then you got to have first and last month's rent plus a deposit, which is another half a month worth of rent. So you have 2.5 months of rent saved up. In some places, that's like $1,600 to $2,000. And she worked closer than he did. But yeah, he said, "Well, I'm sorry, my car's not working. I got to save up money for the parts. You take the bike. I'll get to work. Don't worry about it." That guy had a heart of gold though, because she was biking just 2 miles to work, which is, or no, it was like a mile and a quarter. It wasn't very far, but he let her take the bike, and then he walked for a long, long time. Like that's a hell of a dude right there. And he went through a bit of depression, and then he started wearing weights, and he'd wear weights around his ankles and his thighs, and had a vest with lead pieces in it. And he'd wear that walking and wear it at work and then take it off when he got home. And he felt really, really good. He was in shape. Like, everything's going good. Now, I just haven't seen him for a while. That's why I'm using past tense. Because usually I'd see him walking everywhere, and I just don't see him much anymore. But heck of a guy. Oh yeah, Gerald. Yeah, they do that to us. They had it was once every 2 hours, then it was once every hour, then every once in a while over 4 hours, random. They'd pick a random 4 hour period throughout the shift to call you every 15 minutes. And if you didn't respond within 3 minutes, you got written up. So, if you were walking the grounds patrolling, which there are cameras, so they could easily see if you were doing that, but you didn't answer your phone. Yeah. The, the buff ghost. That would be accurate too, because he. Oh, shoot. Because he was crazy white. Crazy white. He had, what was his. Trying to think of his background. He had a little bit of Irish, just a little. He got some curly hair, but it was really barely ever red. Pretty much always blonde. But he had the whitest skin, man. So it's funny that you said the buff ghost. Shoot, he needed the darkness. If you had anything more than street lights on, you wouldn't see the guy. Oh man. Yeah, he had, what was he? European, but there was something else in there too, and I kind of want to say Scandinavian, but I'm not sure. It was mostly European. He had the face shape, the hair color. I mean, he could almost pass. He could almost pass as like somewhere between English and maybe Finnish, something like that. He just had a look about him about that, but yeah, he was something else. Yeah, he gained weight. He was going, "Oh man, I'm getting fat." Well, for a while he worked at McDonald's and he was gaining weight because they didn't give you time to leave, so he had time to just sit down and eat their food all the time. And he worked all the time. But when he was working for the hospital and walking and exercising and eating better food, he gained weight because he was gaining muscle. And a lot of people associate weight gain with fat, but muscle weighs more than fat. But he went up, gosh, like 35 pounds. And it was all muscle because you still have to have some fat. It is important to have some fat in your body. But yeah, he was buff. Nobody gave him shit. Oh man, this is nice. This is nice. This is what I wanted to do. Thank you guys for being here. The weird little tickle when you have a sore throat that makes you want to cough is calming down, so that's very nice. And yeah, feels good. I've really missed being on here. I hated missing Saturday. Yeah, it had to be because he started weighing himself, yeah, about every week, sometimes twice a week. And he wasn't associating it with muscle, so he started running even. I'm like, man, you're gonna burn all your fat off. You gotta have some. Yeah, altogether, he got to the point where he was almost military gear. Um, I think military gear at one point that I had known of was about 80 pounds or 70 pounds of gear, and he'd wear 60 pounds of weights on him all the time. But that's exactly like you said. Yeah, 2 days of that, I'd be a beast too. He probably could have, and she was light anyway, so he probably could have with one hand. I mean, but they were something. I just haven't seen him for a couple years. But we used to keep in touch good enough because the friends I had close to me in the neighborhood, my two best friends moved within a week of each other. So all my friends were at school, and he lived in the country, so I'd ride the bus home with them and stay the night, and then we didn't see each other for a few years, for about 10 years, and met up while I was in college, picked up right where we left off, and he had a different girlfriend at the time. He dated, I have to hand it to him. Before I found my wife, I dated a lot of manipulative, garbage women, and he dated a lot of good ones and let them go. And I don't know if he's still with the one he was with at that time, but he deserves a nice girl that would be good to him because he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And yeah, one girl, here's the kind of guy he was, as if you couldn't picture already, but one girl he dated when I was in college, and she was the two girlfriends before the one that he was helping. And her mom was a single mom, had two kids. One was in her mid 20s, and she was just a tramp, just a child running amok and causing all sorts of stress. And he helped her out and helped his girlfriend's mom out and used his savings to buy her mom a car so that because her car would break down all the time, and helped his girlfriend get a place. I mean, he deserves a lot of good. Yeah, I hope so. And he was one of those guys. He wasn't one that was you kind of look at people and you kind of get an idea of like, oh, he looks about like he could date a person that kind of looks about like this. You know what I mean? And he wasn't. I don't know. My wife and I will watch shows all the time, and we'll be like, well, those two look like they'd be a match. And then we'll see how they behave around each other, how they treat people. But we like to people watch, and yeah, he just needed some. I hope he found some just real cute, loyal, just snuggle bear of a girl that just showed up and just wants to be nice. That's all he needs. Peace of mind. That's what he needs. Yeah, and I know I struck out of my league. I know I did because I hurried up and trapped my wife before she could get away. So now she's stuck with me. Yeah, I hope so too. Because the closest place hiring at the time was McDonald's, and he's like, I'm not. He said, I don't care if they were half a block away. He didn't want to work there anymore. He'd worked there for so long, and we had another friend that was roommates with him for a short time, about a year, and he worked at McDonald's, and his idea was instead of going to college, he'd work for McDonald's and work his way up over 4 years. And when it came the time that there was an available position, the guy that was going to give it up managed to work out that the position would just be closed. So then he couldn't make, so no one else could take it over and make good money. So he was extremely ticked because he invested a lot of time into trying to make McDonald's, at least the local one, a really good place. And so that was hard to see because he worked very hard for him. I don't know what he's doing either. It's been such a long damn time. You know, everybody goes their own way or does their own thing, and life just takes you everywhere. Hey, Pipe Wondering, how are you doing, brother? Pipe Nerds. I'm okay with that. Not much, man. Just enjoying a nice smoke and a nice pipe. Yeah, very, very, very true, Ben. Awesome. It must be a day for walking. I did have a short walk today. It was only about 15, 20 minutes. Oh, but the air felt good. The air felt really good, and tobacco smoke's fantastic, and fresh air, cool air. I woke up at 7:30 today. Now, the old me would have said that's late. But for me now, for everything steadying out by 8:30, that is a hell of a morning. So it's been a good morning. I was even able to catch Eric Weaver this morning. He did a morning pipe and for around 45 minutes, and it was nice. Had a lot of mental clarity, which usually does not happen more than once a week at best. Well, and you get people, you know, it's like with briar when they're harvesting briar roots or getting those burls, you know, and they weren't allowed to even go do that. And I'm like, what are the trees going to give the guy COVID? They have two guys out collecting burls 30, 40, 50 yards apart, and those guys are going to, you know. But my aunt said something funny. She said now they're coming up with Omicron strain. She said if you change the letters around, it's moronic. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'll knock on wood here for you. This is my best freehand. I have a Nording, and my wife has a Nording freehand, and I've got a cob freehand from Kilted Piper Steve that is amazing, especially for a cob. This is my Eric Weaver XL freehand. I don't think all of you have seen it, but this pipe smokes so damn well. Eric Weaver knocks it out of the park. Man, he does a great job. Yeah. Yeah, any excuse for a new pipe. That's right. Martin it over a pipe made a video I got to watch this morning. And he talks about yeah, it's a pretty nice size. It's like what the heck was the weight? I can't remember, but it's got a really nice heavy weight. I can clench it. It feels light in my hands today. I don't know why. It could just be maybe that everything felt heavy for the last few days. When you don't feel good, everything seems to weigh twice as much. But yeah, it is a heck of a good pipe. But I always laugh about that. People, they talk about, and I viewed this first with Mutton Chop during his older videos. Hey, Paul, how you doing, brother? And they talked about if you were a pipe collector or a tobacco connoisseur, how many pipes you had. He figured, I think if I remember right, 3 categories, maybe 5, something like that. And my problem is I think I'm right in the middle. I'm obsessive over blends. I love that you can run into a different Virginia or a different type of Oriental that can just totally throw a wrench into the blending hobby and just open up this whole new world off of one type of difference on a blend that, a type of tobacco that's been made for years. But I see those pipes and I go, oh man, then heaven help me if I find a deal on them. But thanks to Phil Rivara, my brother, and Dark Lord, are getting into pipe smoking. Oh, thank you for reminding me. No, I put his video on the watch later list, which I actually do follow through with the watch later list. But I had forgotten about it this morning, so I appreciate that. I'll have to watch it tonight. Either after this or after Tumultuous Tuesday Google Meet, I'll have to watch that. I'd like to. I should, because I've got hundreds of custom blends, man. And I don't write them down unless I think that not only do I like them, but that somebody else at least would like them. I've made a lot of good blends. The one today is pretty damn good. It's Blueberry Balkan. And even though it isn't, I didn't press it, I didn't cure it. I didn't add real blueberry juice, which is how I would do my flavoring blends. I've done lemon juice, I've done apple rum. I've done some great blends with flavors. So a true blueberry blend for me, I would include real fruit and a little bit of rum. But for not being that, this is very, very, very good. I'd give it a good 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's super pleasant. It makes Balkans gentler. The room note smells fantastic. Smells like blueberries, almost like blueberries and cream. So this is a pretty good one already. Oh, I can see my breath. It's freaking cold. Oh, just a second. I got a quick phone call. There we go. My wife, my mom's looking after me, but my wife always checks in with me to see how I'm doing, and her text messages didn't come through until she just called, then it brought them through. I have not had any mold issues. So what I did, citrus. Oh, and I blended with real honey, and I have some awesome success with that. Uh, I'm still working it out. I'll have to let you know about it. I've got my notebook at home with everything written down, but I made a honey blend that makes the whole house smell like honey. It's fantastic. Um, but citrus fights mold very well. But I took 2 lemons and juiced them into about 2 ounces of tobacco, and I had made a blend. I made a burley perique, so it's a burper blend. Just 3 components. It works extraordinarily well with flavors. But I squeezed 2 lemons onto it, and it was over half with juice. And I covered it, and then I covered it. I put a little bit of what's it called? Paper towel in the jar, closed it, and then I laid a paper towel over the jar on top of the lid, left it in the sun, left it in the hot car, did that for 2 days easy, and then just let the lid, like had the lid cracked open. So any alcohol, I did a half a cap of rum to help prevent mold, and any alcohol evaporated. And the lemon one turned out really, really well. It ended up smelling like lemon chocolate cake. Tasted amazing. And then later I mixed it. Somebody gave me the idea to mix it with perique, and it tasted like lemon pepper. Holy cow. Amazing. But I let it dry for like 5 days. So the whole process took me about a week, but never had any mold. Um, I did another blend with honey, and I did another blend with apple rum, but no mold. I think as long as once they get hot enough where there's a lot of vapor and condensation on the jar, you've had them, even if it's cold out, as long as you have them in the sun and you cover them with a paper towel, and then you let them dry enough, I, there's just no time for the mold. Awesome, Paul. Yeah, I would do that. You can do the same thing. I'd get one of those like 4 ounce little jars with a wide lid, easy to reach into, and I have the blend components I use, the three I have written down. It's my Drop Bear blend. Very, very mild, great tasting blend on its own. Is phenomenal with fruity flavors. So I'll have to share that with you. And then just go with it. I just take, you get those little caps. I use Captain Morgan rum. Good quality, good flavor. And you sometimes get a hint of that rum even with half a cap, where I had half of a jar of lemon juice. Could still taste the rum a little bit. Um, but that's all I did. I just blended the tobacco, put it in a jar, added the juice, added the half a liter rum, stuck a paper towel in the top of it, closed it tight, left it in the sun with the paper towel over the whole jar, and left it there for 2 days. Except one day I had to leave, and I figured the car would be hotter, so I took it there. And then the second night, I cracked the lid open, had the paper towel on it still, let it dry out for, I think, 4 days, but it seemed like the fifth day it got its best out of drying for about 5 days. Then I got to where the last couple days I had it laid out on a paper towel, like sandwiched between two, and it turned out really, really well. So I didn't have any issues. I don't want to use flavorings either that aren't natural. Brazilian rum with some good results. Sweet and sour vibe. Old dark fired. Ooh. Dang, I'm gonna have to start getting back into more fruity flavored blends, man. A really great blend is if you take some Lane BCA and Galwith and Hogarth Balkan mixture, and you do like 60% Balkan and 40% Lane BCA, and you get sweet cream. It is amazing. But in your pipe. Excuse me. Hey Sharon, how you doing? I'm doing good. Getting better, so I can't argue. I'm gonna go grab some more tea while the water's hot. So I'll be right back with you guys in just a moment. I swear I unmuted myself. I should have brought my I'm on mute mug. Uh, sorry about that, guys. I got my tea, found where the honey ran away to, and then my dad called, so I had to touch base with him for a few minutes. So we're good to go. But this is a very good blend. This is Gawith and Hogarth Balkan with Hearth and Home Berry Nice. I don't recommend the. I think it was C&D Berry Kind, because that didn't have the right flavor for me to get blueberries out of. The Berry Nice is just generally like mixed berries, but with a little bit of age turns into blueberry quite well, quite thoroughly. Glad you're doing good, Sharon. Got that part of the blend, there's tobacco still smokable hiding in the ash. Yeah, it's crazy. It shouldn't be that cold today, but it is. And I love this pipe because it's so smooth, especially when you have cold hands. Just kind of, but it's a nice shape so it doesn't just fall out of your hands. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to open this box, but I'm gonna do a video. And hey, DDT, great to see you, buddy. The viewers have been like, the more people come in, the lower the number goes. I don't know how many people are in here right now, but I'm glad you're here. And we'll keep this tea and honey going for the afternoon. But I wanted to bring my blending supplies. I just didn't feel good when I left, and I feel a lot better than I did. But we got some stuff to smoke. I won't mess around. I got stuff to smoke anyway. Glad you're here, buddy. Yeah, I had to get more tea, and then my dad called, and I'm not gonna put my I'm not gonna put media before my dad. Good to have you guys. It is a nice afternoon. It is cold, but I am bundled. I've got 2 sweaters, 2 t-shirts, a long sleeve flannel tucked in, leggings and jeans, and 2 pairs of socks and hiking boots. Like, I am nice and not cold. almost through the ash. I always find myself at odds. I get to the point where I'm like, man, I know there's still good flavor. Not really tasting much of the ash in this, which is always nice. You can still taste it a little, but some blends it's like, oh man, you get halfway through the bowl and all you can taste is ash. But I'm still getting the good flavor out of it. But then I kind of get impatient and I can't wait to get through it to load another pipe. But I brought pipes. I brought Old Reliable, little Crown, I believe. Yep, Crown rusticated basket briar. This pipe has been dropped and thrown. It's survived more seizures than my other pipes. Well, not that they didn't survive, but it's just been when I'm having a bad day. This was just what I always had with me. Yeah, I can't stand it. I will say that the more of my own blends I smoke, the less often I have to experience a blend tasting like ash at the bottom. Hey, Steve, and possibly Miss Kathy, how you doing? Great to have you with us. I brought everything. I brought pipe cleaners. When I have to be at my mom's, I usually bring everything I need, and then sometimes I bring stuff to blend with if I can. Like I said, today I didn't know I'd feel this good, so I didn't plan on nothing. Yeah, how are you guys doing? And just so anybody jumping on, Steve and Kathy, I won't have my live tonight. I'm doing this one in its place. But I will have Tumultuous Tuesday. I'm just going to I'll do the Tumultuous Tuesday. I'm thinking it's probably going to go, the normal 2, sometimes 3 hours. And I'll stop after that for the night just to make sure I get enough rest. I think I about got this weird cold or whatever it is done with. My voice is getting better today. You didn't do it, Todd. So I'll figure I'll call it an earlier night and just get the extra rest. You really do that, Todd, you ornery guy? You trying to take after Everett? He thinks just because some girl shows up, he ought to look presentable, and I'm against that. Although I did look presentable today because my sweater underneath has all sorts of welding holes in it. This sweater's like 15 years old. Oh, you guys can't. Well, they're pretty low. Hole in the pocket kind of thing. You taking off? Oh man, Todd. Picks or it didn't happen, Todd. Yeah, you read my mind, DDT. There we go. I got to watch emails today. I got people. I've been trying to. that that is true, TDT. Hey, I trapped the one woman that was the most important for me to trap, and I try to prove useful enough that she can't do any better, and I try to look scroungy enough that nobody tries to find me. Did I already smoke that much? I must have not blended enough. As well, that was a big pipe. You don't know how to do that. I know. So the good thing is my wife's against me shaving this. So I do have that happening. You'll find the right one, Todd. The easiest way was I dated a whole lot of not good people, and I learned real quick about how to detect manipulation and BS and see all the red flags as time went on anyway. And my wife has never given me any red flags. And we discussed early on, we said, well, not early on, like 8 years into the marriage, we said marriage works as long as both people want to stay married. As soon as one person doesn't want to be married to the other person, like completely doesn't want to be married to them, that's it. Unless you do what I did and you trap them, I don't let her escape. Other than that, I did get fortunate though, because I came to the point where I'm like, I'm done for at least a year. I'm not going to date anybody. I'm not going to look for anybody. I'm just going to focus on enjoying my life and then go to heck. And the next day I met my wife. And that was it. So it was very good. So a lot of times if you don't have any luck when you're trying to find the person you want to be married to, just worry about things that you like and do what you want to do, and things tend to fall into place when you take care of yourself. So, hey Steve, I made a Balkan blend you would like, sir. Oh shoot. Oh, I hate when that happens. I have done that. Yes, sir. Yeah, and DDT, if you find a woman that loves you and wants to be with you despite looking like a homeless person, she's a keeper. I mean, then they can look at you and go, well, it's only up from here. If you look presentable and then you let it go, then they get disappointed. But if you had already let it go, they're like, maybe someday he'll be presentable. Then they're like, wow, I have a great husband. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I love that. Well, Steve, oh, I am getting another phone call, and then I will tell you about it. I'm just busy all of a sudden. There we go. Thank you for your patience. My goodness. We're making arrangements. My sister-in-law's, my nephew is sick, and my sister-in-law isn't feeling good. So we arranged for Grandpa to pick up my nephew, and then he's going to meet here, and we're going to have a good time. But I got to be the middleman. Okay, so anyway, Steve, it's just two components. It's I'm not sure the percentage yet because I just kind of mixed it and then took off. The two components are Gawith and Hogarth Balkan mixture with Hearth and Home Berry Nice, and it's like a blueberry Balkan. It is wonderful. I used the first bowl was in this Nording or not Nording. I do that to myself now. Great. Is Eric Weaver, not Eric Nording. Eric Weaver freehand. And it was great all the way down, and I didn't have goopiness. And then, so I think it's around 60% Balkan and 40% of the Berry Nice. I'll reblend it later when I'm at home just to make sure I got it down. But now I'm smoking in this, and it is so dang good. But takes away any edge or harshness from a Balkan, and you get this blueberry note, light blueberry taste, but you still get the flavor of the Balkan, so it's really good. Yeah, say Todd is going to look like a new man, or he's going to look like Pipes and Tobacco again. Or Pipes and Tobacco. That's who you're going to look like. Or you're going to look like Monclaude if he were to go bald. So, you just lined everybody up for jokes, man. And I got a very special gift in here. Arrived today. I'll make a video and open it in that because I want to, give it the full attention. But this is very nice. I think it's about 60-40, like I said. Yeah, and I don't tolerate now I can tolerate aromatics, but not the typical let's make one blend and give it 18 different flavorings and call it 18 different blends. But the Hearth and Home Berry Nice is super gentle. Doesn't give like a chemical read off to me at all. And the fact that it has so much Balkan in it just really gets rid of that. So it's more like a blueberry essence. It's more in the room note than in the taste. But yeah, normally I wouldn't recommend an aromatic to you. But this is it's a very nice, warm, comforting smoke. And it's just very easy, very tasty. So it's nice because I understand. And some berry flavors give you that tanginess, especially with the Balkan. Like this doesn't have much tanginess. I know where people can get it. But with the Balkan, it cancels that out. It's just nice. It's just very nice. It's how it should be. Because I get so tired. Now, I love a good aromatic. But there are just so few aromatics that are good to me. That's probably similar to how you are, Steve, where if you find one that's good out of the hundreds, out of 100 that's made, you might get one that's pretty good. But a lot of times there's some kind of drawback. whether it's the flavoring they put on it or if they use an extract that doesn't go well with the blend or what have you, which is why when I make my own flavorings with blends, I use real fruit and stuff because it's not a topping. But this is very good. The Berry Nice, it's a Cavendish. It's pressed, it's or steam cured or something, but it's yeah, much better than I expected. Yeah, this in the smell is where I normally notice the chemical stuff, like the taste to smell. And this, I just smell the tobacco burning. It's nice. So how are you and Miss Kathy today? What are you smoking? What are you smoking, DDT? I'm calling you out. Excuse me. Hey, Ganjiwana, how you doing, brother? Doing great, man. I'm doing my well, I guess you didn't ask how am I doing. You said John and waved, so I'll say Ganjiwana and wave. But I'm doing great. Getting over the not feeling good. I'm hoping that maybe after tomorrow, maybe the next day it'll be all clear. But pretty good. Been drinking a lot of tea with honey. I've only been smoking 2 pipes a day till today. Oh, nice. And I saw you had done a video I put on my watch later for this evening list with oh shoot, somebody else sent you a package too, buddy. And check this out. I got something too. Oh yeah, it's probably getting close to around 5 for you guys. That's right. I'm so used to, I look at my time and I'm like, I don't always remember other people's time. Yeah, this is my 3rd bowl of the day. Didn't you do a video, Ganji? You said your first box opening, your first Yabo? Wasn't it you who I saw have that? Not with the heart. Oh yeah, Dark Plug Arbutus pipe. I love the name of that. Oh, that is so weird, Ganji, because it put it up like you did it today. So I'm like, he got 2 today. Awesome. Because it didn't show it for me on your videos until today. What the heck? Yeah. Well, and I'm just gonna blame technology because my wife sent me text messages. My mom's looking after me right now. So my wife keeps tabs on me, make sure everything's going okay. Yeah. Well, my wife sent me messages and she had been sending them. We've been talking this whole time. And then she called and it didn't ring long. It just one call and then gone. So I muted myself, called her back quick. And then her text messages came through, which I've had that happen before, but I just did an update on my phone, had it off and on, it charged. I never have that happen with this phone. And now all of a sudden it happened. And I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, it put up your video this morning because I was in with Eric Weaver did his every once in a while morning smoke. And I was in there with him. And that's when I saw it come up. So I'm like, oh, Ganji got a box. Cool. Son of a gun. And now I'm like, he got 2 today. That's a good day. Well, either way, cool, man. And then when we get to meet up, you'll have another box to open. But lucky for you, it won't be in the mail, so I won't have to put half a roll of tape on it. Yeah, Robert, that's who. Yeah. Hey, Glenn, how you doing, buddy? Been a little while. Hope you're doing well. I know I'm gonna have to do a box opening in a little bit, but I'll do it in a video so I can focus on it and kind of pay tribute to the guy that sent it. Although the nice thing about this, you're alive. That's good, man. The nice thing about this restream is I can change the title and say "and box opening." But I don't know. I kind of want to open it here. See, that's what I needed. I needed the persuader. Oh, I haven't been able to do the Arnold voice in like 4 days. It's been annoying the hell out of me and probably very pleasant for my wife. I did happen to bring my knife today, not knowing for sure if I would get this. Fine. I don't like waiting. Woo! I know. Check that out. What the heck? A funky hat hair going on. I cut the tape. I still can't open boxes right. Dang. Oh man, this is going to be good. All right, hang on. Put this in this safe pocket. I got to open this thing first here. Holy cow. So there's the tamper. Oh, camera's up higher. Okay. Beauty. It's got a narrower end and a nice heavy end. Very cool. I gotta change the title now because I'm gonna edit the title. I gotta be fair. Oh, yes, change the title. Okay. Woo! Okay. Now, this is why I end up with tape on my jeans. Good gracious. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's this crazy stem. And we got my very first olive wood pipe from Hey, Ganji. That's the indirect use, okay? Olive wood piper. He knew that I liked Dublins, and he knew that I liked calabashes, so he tried to incorporate both into one pipe. Look at that freaking grain. That is gorgeous. Yeah, and in Ganji's fashion, that's not the first time I've heard that, Drop Bear. Yes. Look at that. Damn. Little bit of a difference in size there. It's also what she said. It's bigger in person. That's what he said. Good Lord. Isn't that grain awesome? Holy cow. Yeah, and I have to give a big thanks to you, Steve. So big thanks because you were basically the reason I even got in touch with Olivewood Piper. That's right. No, he also said, beautiful. He also said that, no, seriously, this is 12 inches long. Gorgeous. That's right, Ganji. That's right. Same reason my wife thinks I'm tall, because she's short. Man, there we go. That covers like the whole bowl almost. Small jockey, big whip. Oh, shoot. There are some things I would like to say to that I cannot say. Damn. And it's real hard wood. Yeah, he said he's had really good luck with Olivewood compared to Briar. He hasn't had to really remake pipes because of any flaws. I'm letting him know I got what he sent and everything's good. Awesome. Eddie, good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing very well. I can't type anything, I tell you. There. Now he knows. Now he knows I got it. Nice, Steve. Yeah, it's all your fault, Gerald. And I said Gerald because I meant to say Glenn, and I don't know where my brain went with that. But apparently, Gerald. See, now we got all. I'm going to make names. We're going to have 150 people in this live any second now because I'm just going to keep saying the wrong names. It's your fault, Glenn. But I thank you because I was thinking of leaving that for a video, but it's also fun to be in a live when people open things. You just got to make sure you're in the right live. But that'll be my next smoke. Isn't that gorgeous pipe? All right, thank you, brother. Easy decision. If you want an easy decision, have Glenn help you make it. Are you smoking today, Glenn? And Eddie, I know you're driving, so drive safely. But definitely let us know what you're going to light up with. Man, this is even good in my... Oh, I love that. Look at that. The smoke coming out of the mouthpiece. It's awesome. Yes, they are the siren call of us all, Eddie. Ah, I gotcha. Oh, Eddie, we're going to have to do a trade again, buddy. I've got a chocolate English, a cherry English, and now a blueberry English. I just have to find the dang cherry blend I was using in it. And the drink of the day and the last 3 days and probably the next 2 or 3 days is green tea with honey. Which is probably like ice latte now. I think I got that 10 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago. It's already cold. Man, this is cool. I get geese flying by. Then I hear some other birds. Then I hear traffic. Oh, it's very nice, Sharon. Very nice. Barbed wire Piper, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. It's been a very good day. Very good day for a live. Feeling good. Best day in 4 days. Yeah, and the tea was even good, still cold. I had the same kind of cup of one earlier, and it was nice and hot. This one did not stay hot very long. It's cold here. Still at work. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Eddie. So you liked it then. I'm glad, man. That is a very surprising blend. And it was very pleasant to me. And so far it's been the most popular of the ones I out. So I'm glad it was a good one for you, buddy. And we got ENA's dad. How are you doing today, sir? What a nice afternoon. Oh, just one second. I'm going to let my mom's dog outside, so I'll be right back. I'm tempted to use this tamper. I'm saving it. It's going to go only with the other pipe. So I know some of you haven't seen this. I just opened this a little bit ago. Yeah, that's true, Robert. So this is a tamper. This is from Olivewood Piper. And the piece à la résistance, however you say it. I love this. I love this side of this. Got the nice, oh, there we go. Nice stem. Yeah. I used to do a lot of machinery work. My brother still does a lot of machinery work. I've been farming most of my life. So we've used about everything. Oh, tamper proof. Nice to officially meet you and have you here with us, buddy. My mom is foster caring a dog. She's got a friend she used to be a nurse with, and she's out of town, but when she gets back, she's going to adopt this dog. So my mom said, well, I'll just foster it, because they all treat it the same, you know. So as soon as she's back soon, she'll have her dog already, you know, potty trained and good to go. But it's a cutie. I was trying to get him over here. He's he you know, he's such a gentle dog for being a male. He really, I almost want to say she all the time, but she's just a cute little dog, nice thick fur, really soft. Doesn't shed much. Trying to think of what the heck. There's some corgi, and I can't recall what type of shepherd. I don't think it's lab. I want to say it's like corgi and Australian shepherd, something like that, but beautiful little dog. It'll get about somewhere between small and medium size. It's not going to be very big, but cutie. I was trying to get him to be on camera, but when a dog's on a mission to take care of business, you just let him go do that. Nice. I've been hearing that's a good one. I don't usually go for Christmas ones, but you know, I've had some really good ones. I don't know what it is. I just picture those chocolatey kind of minty little candy canes when I think about that. So when that ties into the thought, it just puts me off of thinking tobacco. That's the only way to have them, Robert. That's the only way to have them. I guess that pipe is done. Not bad. It smoked all the way down. That's a pretty good pipe. This is a pipe that would gurgle occasionally. Was never a bad smoking pipe, but it has improved over the years with use. It has improved, and I forget that it's improved. So I think, oh, it couldn't have smoked down, and then I waste a match thinking that it didn't smoke down, and I find out, oh, I guess it did all the way. Dang, very nice. I love some Perique, man. I'm gonna have to blend up some vapors this evening and smoke them. Maybe I'll do that in Tumultuous Tuesday, smoke some vapors. I got some homemade ones. I've got them everywhere from having bready kind of Virginia to being mostly Virginia, because, you know, by the book, it's 70% Virginia, 30% Perique, but I change it a little. So one of the blends I have is 60% Perique, but it's really good. Really good. I love good vapors. So I got to break this sucker in. I just don't want to smoke it. I do and I don't, because I really love looking at that. That grain is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm the same way, Robert. I always smoke each component before I ever blend with them, so I understand them better. And the blackened, or what is it called, stoved Black Virginia or whatever, I can smoke that comfortably on its own, and Perique I can smoke the heck out of. Bearwolf, welcome in, buddy. I'm doing very well. We're all sharing pipes and BS, and it's good to have you with us. Yeah, some of them are crazy. They get so overhyped, and then you try them and you get let down. And it's not always that they're a bad blend. You are absolutely right, Eddie. But I like the word. I like saying vapor because more people know. If I say if it's a perva, then people for some reason don't seem to like that title. This is my perv blend. I could smoke it every day because I'm a perv. That's what they say. They wouldn't say it about themselves. Yeah, we had in our last tumultuous Tuesday we had Olivewood Piper with us, and he made me laugh, man, because people asked, because there's obviously going to be a little bit of difference, or you would assume there's differences in Briarwood versus Olivewood, and so people were asking him, is there a different break-in period? Is there anything like that? And he said, I don't know. I just load it up and smoke it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's a good size bowl because that's about half of it. I put a good amount of this blend in there, and that's about half of it. So this is going to be a different blend. Got to be sure. And I'm watching those emails. I know I have, Robert. I need to make a new one, a fresh blend. Last few days just didn't feel good, so I didn't do any blending till this morning. But I do need to make that. I probably will tonight. I'm feeling pretty good, so I do need to make that. Yeah, this is an Olivewood pipe from Olivewood Piper, and I'm about to give it its maiden smoke. But man, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous pipe. That grain is just outstanding. He knew I liked Dublins and Calabashes, so he incorporated the two shapes into a pipe for me. It's super smooth. It is a wonderful, wonderful feel to the hand, and I love the stem, especially underneath. It gets this swirl going on a little bit easier to see. So thank you. Oh man, that is a nice, whoa, that is a nice button. That is a nice button. This isn't as heavy as I thought it'd be either, but it's comfortable. I gotta get the feel for the button. It's a new feel, so I gotta know where it's gonna sit. I can just hang it off the front. I don't even care. And the draw. I can taste blueberries from that blend. And I'm gonna top it off with just some kind of random aromatic I threw together the other day. I was working on something burley and some other stuff, and I just kind of didn't find the right balance, and then didn't jump back after it because again, I was starting to not feel well, so I just kind of stuck with it, and it's been good. Yeah, Olivewood Piper. I encourage you guys to check him out. His prices are wonderful. His pipes are gorgeous, as you can see. They turn out different each time. And he also included this really nice tamper and yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous work. And he's in his season for making these pipes now. When it gets warmer, he doesn't make pipes because he can't stand the heat. I got another phone call. Just a second. I'm sorry. Hey, we don't talk like that here, Todd. Thank you, Steve and Kathy, if you're there. Great to see you guys. Yeah, Steve, this is absolutely phenomenal. You always picture when a pipe smokes really good. You just, at least for me, I picture a Meerschaum or a Briar. That's it. No matter what, those are the two I picture smoking the best. But I have to say, the draw in this is absolutely fantastic. Such an open draw. I'm getting flavor from a blend I've smoked over the last week that I wasn't getting flavor like this out of. So this is wonderful. Oh, nice. Nice, barbed wire. Yeah. A call about my car insurance. Oh man, or extended warranty. Yeah, I had plenty of those. My phone luckily identifies them as scam, so I don't have to mess with it. But I am just getting so much flavor and aroma out of this. Wonderful. You have a great day, Steve. I won't be live tonight, but I will still have Tumultuous Tuesday in 2.5 hours, as long as everything goes to plan. Fantastic. Fantastic. I definitely encourage, if anybody's looking for a new type of pipe, chat with Olivewood Piper. He works with you. He asked me to send him some different pictures of pipes I've got around, so I sent him a bunch, and he figured this out. Yeah, yeah. ENA's dad. The Google Meet is Tumultuous Tuesday Pipe Club. It was Saturday shenanigans, and then at the time, Saturdays weren't working for very many people, and then they weren't working for me, so I moved it to Tuesday. But Saturday Shenanigans doesn't work as a name on Tuesday as well. So, yeah, that's the. I didn't send invites out. I'll send them out in a little bit. And yeah, awesome, buddy. But this is fantastic. Fantastic. I know some people taste the briar, which I don't mind at all. But to just get the tobacco and not really any of the wood kind of taste, other than you can, tell you're smoking from wood. It's a nice change. This is an awesome pipe. Thank you, Eddie. But I look forward to it. I look forward to it, Robert the rabbit, Robert. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is unreal that I'm getting this much flavor out. Like the blend I put on top of this, on the top half, is one that just didn't have a lot of flavor. And I tried it right before I was ill, a couple of days, and it just was not this kind of flavor. This is wonderful. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. I felt like something was missing, and you covered the bases for me. Thank you. Yeah. So every Tuesday, for the guys those of you who are on here that I don't usually see, it's an extended invitation. You're certainly welcome to join. 8 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. We do Pipe Club. It's a Google Meet. You just click the link like he posted, and it brings you right to it, and then I can let you in, and everything's good. But they're better every week. They get better, and we typically get around 8 people. Sometimes we get up, I think the most we had around 18, but it's usually between 8 and 14. Very nice time. Great group of guys. We've had, we get Ganjuana. We've had Cane Rod in there. We've had Snarf Flat Piper in there. Last week we had Olivewood Piper in there. We've had Sergeant Savinelli in the past. And DDT is a regular as well. Ron Hardcrackers is in there often. Donald's in there. We get sometimes OBX Piper. Drop Bear is a regular as well. But it's always a great time. Sounds good. And you can join anytime. Like, it'll probably go. It usually runs. Yep, and Phil's in there. Thank you. Yep, Phil Rivera's in there. Rivara, I should say. That's the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Sometimes we get Professor Walker in there. Patches Seller. Monclaude Gansdam. It's a really nice group. Todd's always in. It's just laid back. Great place to vent. Everybody's respectful. It's really, really good. But it'll run. It's open the whole time it starts until the end, which I'm thinking will probably gotcha. I'm thinking it'll probably go from 8 p.m. Eastern to around 11 Eastern. Boris isn't. Thank you, Robert. That was another one. I'm trying to remember them all. Last minute, it's very hard for me to think of, to recall information. So I appreciate the help, buddy. But it's an awesome time. We get Smoking Cardboard in there as well. But it's always good. It's always good. And of course, Kilted Piper Steve's almost always in those. Very true, Robert. I'm only 33, but yeah, some days I do feel a lot older. It's like a mind fog, and I know people that get older say that too, but epilepsy doesn't help. But we can blame the age. When my birthday comes around, there's a week that my wife is 2 years younger than me. So when I try to post the link on YouTube, it won't show for anybody but the person who posted it. So I just email out the links. So if you want to join, you can copy the link he put in the chat, and you can even go to, put in Google Meet on Google search, and enter that in, and boom. Yes, Todd is always in there, and then we have, or the Meet app, depending on what you're using. Or send, if it works better for you, my email address is in my About section. Just send me an email and put meeting link or something, and I'll just include you on the email list, and you'll get an email here within the next hour or so, and it'll have the link in it too. As long as I have your email, I can email it to you. So if you email me, just and I know who you are. I can click send it to you. Everything's fine. But I'll send it. It'll start in 2 hours and 20 minutes. No, that code stays the same. Yeah, and Hillbilly Piper's in there regularly. Thank you, sir. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the same link every week. But my email's in my about section. You can just send it, and I'll just, as I'm sending them all out, I'll just type it in and put yours in there as well, and it will be good. But I'll send them out in about an hour, maybe less. And then usually Saturday mornings, I do one also at 9 a.m. Eastern. I didn't this last Saturday because I was sick. But otherwise, it's been going on about getting close to 2 months. And I think one I had to move the Sunday. But oh, nice, Eddie. What's that one like? Yeah, so it usually goes 2 to 3 hours. So if you aren't there right at the start time, no worries. You can join late. Sometimes people do. It's no big deal. So did you get to enjoy the day off again here, Hillbilly? I think you said you had some time off. I know you said you. Oh, nope. Okay, you didn't enjoy the day. Well, thanks for stopping in, brother. Okay. Ooh, that makes that Virginia even better. That's good. That sounds good, Eddie. Yeah, I'll send them out here directly. And barbed wire, I did get your email. Chad, that's right. I just have to learn names a couple of times and then I got them for good. Oh man, we might have Jose Cavendish joining us. He was in Tumultuous Tuesday as well, usually. That was another one. Oh, I got. Hey, you're making progress there, though, Steve. Latakia's a bit strong. Um, let me know about it again, Eddie. I'll see maybe I can blend something together with those components, including the rum. Maybe we can make something really good, and I'll include that with the trade. Yeah, I'll send these out now. So everybody should get them within about 10 minutes. I invite a lot of people. Yeah, Latakia and even Cavendish's can really overpower a blend. And it just doesn't take much. Perique can too, but it takes a little more. But Latakia and Cavendish can dominate a blend easily, flavor-wise. But that rum-soaked Virginia, that sounds really good. And I don't always love Virginias, but they go good with rum, that's for dang sure. All right, Robert, enjoy your supper, buddy. I look forward to sharing a pipe with you again later. Thank you for the support and Tumultuous Tuesday. Feel free anytime to invite people. It's always a good time. So it's honestly, I've been really loving Google Meets. I enjoy lives. It's a nice variety. But the Google Meets, they're all different. The lives are great. The Google Meets are great. They've got something awesome each to throw in for everybody. I'm gonna have to blend these two blends together because smoking this first one on the top, which had a little bit of peppery perique, and then going down into this blueberry Balkan, is that transition is amazing. Yeah, I enjoy the taste of Latakia quite a bit, but yeah, sometimes if they have too much, or depending on the Latakia, I could do a pinch of TS18 Latakia and get great flavor. I could do pinch of a different kind and go, oh, this is too much. So, and tobacco, at least whether it's Latakia or any other component, there's something for everyone. um, I don't know, man. I will say I understand he's going so much into his channel. He's got big shoes to fill, which were his own. I really liked before he left. I was really enjoying how he did Blend Club. I wasn't onto it about buying the blend and trying it. I wasn't very good about doing that, but it was nice because he covered some blends I had or ones I thought about picking up. So I'm hopeful. I like the old mutton chop. I know as much as everybody knows that times change, people change. He's had a lot of things to get through in the last couple years, especially the last year or so. I'm hopeful. I just really liked his previous style of doing things. So I don't want him to feel that he has to jump into too much more than he's comfortable doing to try to keep up, because I think as he was anyway, being himself, as long as he's being himself, I think it'll be good. I really liked how his content was before. And if it's got him in it and he's being him, then I've got high hopes for it, and I hope it does well. On the other hand, I think it will be more accessible for everybody than it was in the past. So there's a lot of room for improvement, or there's room for a lot of improvement, reaching newer pipe smokers. But I don't think he ever really had that problem. I just hope what he does is successful for him, and I hope that if he's going to be more involved with the pipe smokers, that it's a smooth transition for him. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope he feels he can be himself. I hope he doesn't let expectations or anything. You get people in that go, well, this guy was gone for a year. Now he's got to make it up to me. I don't think that needs to be involved. So I hope he just sticks to himself does what he's always done. Everybody liked what he's always done. You know, you should keep it real. Keep it real, man. You just gotta keep it real. And I loved his stuff. I've gone back, I've watched all of his videos at least twice, some of his videos 4 or 5 times. I think any animosity towards him or any of that stuff, he just needs to remember not to take to heart, because it is easy to see somebody post something negative or stupid or something ignorant that they don't understand, and it's easy to take that stuff to heart. So I just don't want him to overdo it. I don't want him to jump into it, get overwhelmed, get burnt out, and then not see him anymore. I want him to take it steady, and it's like Star Wars. We don't want to lose sight of Mutton Chop and Mutton Chop's content, or it's not the same without him. Same with Star Wars. You take George Lucas out of Star Wars, it's not really Star Wars anymore. So we want him to keep being him. And you guys keep being you, because that's what makes you awesome. This is phenomenal. This is I now I screwed up and I got a new favorite pipe. All right, sounds good, buddy. I'm sending out invites as we speak, and you should be getting yours pretty shortly here. I let my pipe go out. I can't believe it. Yeah, I'll at least watch them. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll see what goes on with them and try to get an idea for them, and maybe some will look good to me, and yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll watch each month, and if something really stands out, then I'll get into it a lot more. But as it is at the moment, I will definitely watch it, enjoy it, see how everybody interacts. Hey, Olivewood, how you doing, brother? Just enjoying this gorgeous piece of art here. You may have seen it, but this thing smokes so dang well. The draw is such an open, easy draw. It's fantastic. You do wonderful, wonderful work. This is a delightful smoker. And I hope you forgive me. I'm only going to use this tamper on this pipe, because it goes so well with it. Wait, what? John said dang. That's true. Usually if I say dang over it, it's working out well. Just making sure I send all these out now. It's a good time to do it. And then we're having oh well, great to have you. Thanks for stopping by. We're having a tumultuous Tuesday in 2 hours. Carl, you're always welcome, brother. I'm about to send the links out now. So if you happen to have time, you are welcome in anytime, buddy. Man, the list is growing of people that I email. Awesome. Looking forward to it, Carl. You have a great night, buddy. Man, I tell you, it's my day to day. I start feeling better. Get to see you guys on here, share a pipe, making me feel a whole lot better. Drinking tea and honey, that's helping. Been getting phone calls and stuff like crazy, but I it makes up for those days and makes you appreciate the days when you're not going crazy with phone calls. So I won't argue. I almost got everybody's email ready. Oh yeah, and that's another one. Sometimes we get Ethan in there, parsimonious. Sometimes we get Chris and Zach. Sometimes we get Everett Young. Sometimes Eddie Gray. Sometimes Steph and Skip. Okay. I think officially I have almost everybody. Boom. We are golden. And it's Cascadian Piper. How are you doing, brother? Awesome, Eddie. I'm glad. Yeah, there's one person it says it won't send to, but it doesn't tell me the person. It gives me like maybe they had a previous email address and it kind of tied together, so I think they're still getting it. But it doesn't act correctly sometimes. Just over one. There. Then it told me you can't connect to video call, so I'm like, oh no, did it not send them? But it did. Awesome. Awesome, Ganji. This is good. Hi, kitty kitty. Hi, kitty kitty. Yeah, kitty kitty. We have this huge garage cat. He always wants in the house. But he doesn't like to be picked up. He loves to be pet, but he doesn't like to be picked up. Yeah, actually I'm hanging out at my parents' this afternoon, so I'm in the garage. And my garage, hi kitty, has a new roof on it. Eddie. Yeah, there you go, Cascadian. He surprised me, came back over and wanted picked up. He doesn't, it's about once every few months he's okay with it. This is probably the case for Eddie too. But anyway, yeah, my wife is looking after her mom, so my mom was looking after me today. And our garage has a new roof. And then the guys also fixed up our chimney so I can burn wood in my wood burning stove again. It's been a killer without being able to do that for the last couple years. So I'm going to have some nice warm nights, and it's not reliant on heaters running or lots of extra clothing, so it's going to be nice. We got the garage door fixed last week, a new one, and then we got the roof put on today. And next step is continuing to clean the garage all the way up against the walls, and we'll put in new outlets, we'll put in insulation and more outlets, and then we'll have a new side door put on. The cat that we have that roams outside, well, one of the cats sleeps in there anyway, so he usually sleeps in my dad's garage lately, so we'll just have him move there and just put his food and water in there. I mean, his food's already in there. He digs down in the bag and eats anyway whenever she wants to. So we'll just move the heat lamp and have her be in the garage when it's real cold. Otherwise, she's total outside cat. And yeah, we'll pressure wash and bleach the floor. We'll get like cove heaters or something. We'll have an air cleaning system set up. And then I'm going to be working on wood projects, especially things like this. And have an area where we can do art, like have a table with really nice, really flat, smooth surface. I used to do sort of cartoons. They were more for kids. I did illustrations for kids' books. My wife can draw really, really well. I do really good with what type of paint? It's been so long since I painted. I can't even remember the stinking paint. No, but I've got all sorts of stuff. We're gonna have that garage set for everything. I did used to do pottery, so maybe I can get into that again, and woodworking, all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be a great place, insulated and warm. It's not connected to the house, but it's like 5 feet from the house. So if it's a cool evening, go in there, warm up, share a pipe, do videos from there. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and they've made great progress. The contractors we've known put our current living room on our house. They're fantastic guys. Entering retirement. Yeah, I'll be retiring to the garage more often. But then I can build, with the help of my dad, we can put up a nice display case that closes that I can have most of my pipes in, and just have them, more stuff out of the house, which will help us with more room in the house. And yeah, it's going to be very good. We've got lights all lined up for it that won't bother me, or as much at least. And then yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be really nice. Well, this one's the one I used was oil based, and I really cannot remember for the life of me. But I can paint mountains like nobody's business. So I'm excited to get back into it. It's been a long time. And I want to do comics. I want to get back. My dad writes books, so I want to get back to illustrating for his books. But it's going to be awesome. It's been a very trying decade for my wife and myself. And so for having things going better is just a huge relief. That'd be cool, man. I got all sorts of drawing styles. All sorts. I've got the silly, cartoony feeling ones where, like, one of the drawings I had was hilarious. You had raccoons. And we had Ralph the raccoon. And one raccoon was more like scruffy looking, and he was huge. And then another raccoon was really scrawny and wiry and weird looking. And raccoons get into everything. So to illustrate that, you had one sniffing the trash can and putting his paws on it. And then the other one pops up looking almost like Sylvester Wood, the cartoon cat. Pops up out of it holding the lid like he's already way into it. And then Ralph would try to tell him, we got to contribute to the group. And Ralph would end up being like, here's your share of the trash as he's eating, and then giving him like everybody gets like 10% and he's eating the rest, so he's just getting this huge belly. Oh, gosh, it's freaking hilarious. That was my favorite. And I did some education ones with turtles as a cartoon, some adventure ones, stuff for building confidence with kids. And it was a blast. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun to do. Unfortunately, when I got West Nile taken away a lot of memory and stuff, I had to relearn it, and that was very difficult. But I made a lot of progress last year and think I can kind of handle it more again. But I do miss it. So if I could smoke a pipe and work on that and be in a nice, comfortable environment, I could do that, all day if I could. Day like today, I could. Nice Cascadian. I grew up believing I couldn't draw. And then when I went back and looked through the years, like fourth grade project and seventh grade this or that or whatever, I found out when I really delved into it, when I was in an art class with a teacher that gave a damn, and I just totally immersed myself in that environment, I was coming up with stuff I had no idea I could draw. And it made it easier to not be so critical on myself. Because I tend to go, well, I could draw this, but then I go, well, do I need to draw every little strand of fur? Is it going to look realistic? And that's my biggest struggle, and I'm getting better at overcoming that. So it's really nice to be able to look back and remember times where I thought, man, I can't really draw, and then see these pictures and go, actually, that's pretty good. I just need to not be so hard on myself on it. You're back again? And my wife, man, she showed me a face she drew in early high school, and I was like, holy cow. I told her flat out, I'm like, you could sell this. Like, that is a portrait. It was just in pencil. I'm like, you could totally sell that. Put a frame on it. You're good. Yeah, exactly. If you get more teachers in that aren't burnout, more teachers that really are passionate about what they do, and red tape not preventing them from being creative, then school, what are you doing? School can play a huge role and be what it should be. I still can't think of that. I want to say acrylic. It might have been acrylic paint. It probably is, and I'm just mixing up the words in my head because it started with an A, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. Well, I am going to go inside, get my phone charged up, talk with my dad about dinner, and then get home and get ready for Tumultuous Tuesday in about an hour and 45. So if any of you haven't and you're interested in joining, send me an email. It's in my About section, and I'll get an invite out to you. Barbed Wire got his. I think I sent them all out to you guys. Absolutely great catching up with you, as always, Cascadian. Thank you guys for being here. It's going to darken anyway. It's going to be hard to see my lovely face. What are you doing? Oh, her box. Say see you later to the nice people. Well, you guys have a beautiful evening. Thanks for being here. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. I hope to see you in Tumultuous Tuesday. I won't be live tonight, but I will be Saturday. Everything should start being back on track again. So, knock on wood. Check out Olivewood Piper. He's in pipe making season. He makes great pipes for really nice prices, and his work is absolutely wonderful. This is right up there in my top smoking pipe collection. So please check him out, show support. He's fantastic, and on top of it, he's a heck of a great guy. So with that being said, you guys take care of yourselves.